Hey guys, Jamie here. Welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. I don't know about you, but it feels like it's been forever since Realme gave us this phone. This is the Realme 5i, which was launched back in January. And at that time, guys, this was probably one of the most budget-friendly smartphones that you could buy until, of course, they released this device. This is the Realme C3 that also packed a tremendous amount of value for less than 6,000 pesos. Now, it might not be the Realme 6 device that you guys have been requesting to see in the comment sections of our videos, but this is looking to be another bang for your buck device. So let me show you what comes inside the packaging and give you my first impressions. Now here it is, guys, the packaging for the Realme 6i in their signature yellow, and I do have to apologize since I wasn't able to help myself and I've already unboxed it. But inside the packaging is, of course, the phone itself. We have the green tea color variant, but it is also available in white milk. This is also the top-end model of the smartphone that has 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Aside from the device, you're also getting a jelly case in a smoky black instead of a clear one, the usual documentation, a USB Type-C cable, and of course the charger, which is an 18-watt quick charger. Sadly, no earphones, but we pretty much come to expect that from Realme's budget-friendly phones. Before we continue, guys, just a quick reminder to sub to the channel and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Help us get to 500k subs. Alright, so since this phone is now out of the box, let's go over its key specs. Now, first and foremost, this is the world's first smartphone to be equipped with MediaTek's Helio G80 processor that should give us some decent performance. We've also got a large 5000 mAh battery with 18-watt quick charging and a 48-megapixel main camera heading up that quad camera setup on the back of the phone. Before we go any further, I just want to inform you guys that I don't have the official price tag of the Realme 6i in the Philippines just yet, but I am hoping that they keep within that 7,000 price range of the previous model. That probably means that I should update that list that we just released yesterday. But anyway, here are my first impressions of the Realme 6i. Now, from a design standpoint, there really isn't much of a difference between the 6i and the 5i. They're both made of polycarbonate plastic and the layout of things are pretty much the same. The Realme 5i did have a textured back to it with a starburst pattern, but you are getting more of a matte finish on the 6i and a linear pattern that sets both of these units apart. Other than that, the dimensions, weight, and ergonomics are pretty much the same, but I like it that the matte finish won't require you to wipe down the phone ever so often. Now, a quick tour of the phone shows you that you have the power button on the right side of the device. The volume rocker can be found on the left with the triple slotted SIM tray on top of it. There's a Rode microphone up on top, and on the bottom you got a 3.5mm jack, a microphone, a USB Type-C port, which is a welcome change from the micro USB on the 5i, and of course, the speaker grill. On the back of the phone, you've got a quad camera setup, which we will talk about more later, and the old school fingerprint scanner as well that's been behaving nicely so far with a very small margin of error. So again, guys, aside from that upgrade to a USB-C port and that linear pattern on the back, it looks and feels pretty much like the Realme 5i. Now, moving on to the front, they've outfitted this device with a 6.5-inch mini drop display, which is their marketing term for having a very little notch on top of the screen to house the front camera. You're getting an IPS panel at HD Plus resolution or 720 by 1600, which isn't a surprising move by the company, but that pixel density might not do it for some of you. But the colors, contrast, and viewing angles are pretty much what you would expect from this type of panel. The solo speaker on the bottom does a fairly decent job as well, but as always, I will recommend using your earphones. You're getting a good amount of volume though, and it's still pretty clear even when you breach 80%. Now, as I mentioned, under the hood of the Realme 6i is the MediaTek Helio G80. Now, the lowest configuration for this phone has it paired with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, but as I mentioned earlier, it goes all the way up to 4GB and 128GB respectively. Now, this is the first time I'm experiencing this chipset since it is a world's first for Realme, so we do have to run it through the usual testing and whatnot to really see what it's capable of, but so far, so good. Here's some gameplay footage of Asphalt 9 on the Realme 6i, and it does fairly well on the highest settings, so if you're more into MOBAs, you should be able to get some decent frame rates too. For software, you're getting Realme UI based on Android 10 and that 5000 mAh battery capacity with support for 18-watt quick charging. So this will definitely get a thumbs up if you're looking for a phone with a lot of lasting power. Lastly, let's talk about the cameras. You've got 5 in total on the Realme 6i, 4 on the back, and the selfie shooter in the tiny notch on the screen at 16 megapixels. For the quad camera setup on the rear, you've got a 48 megapixel main camera at f1.8, a wide-angle camera at 8 megapixels with a 119-degree field of view, a 2 megapixel portrait lens or depth sensor, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. Here are a few sample shots we were able to take for you guys around the house. Now, as I said, guys, Realme hasn't given us the official price tag for the 6i just yet. Hopefully, it's within the same price point of the previous model to make it easier on the pocket and a good pick for those on a tight budget. We'll take it through our usual tests and get back to you in the next couple of days to see if it's worth it and, of course, tell you how much it will actually set you back. But that's pretty much it for this one. Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with me. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our content. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can. For all the latest tech news and gadget reviews, head to unbox.ph, plus follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Jamie. Peace, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time.